Hi, everyone, and welcome to Heal Endometriosis Naturally with Wendy K. Laidlaw. Wendy has spent the last 2 years helping women with various stages of endometriosis to heal naturally after putting her condition into remission. After her own healing success from stage 4 endometriosis and adenomyosis, she's inspired to heal others, and her goal is to help some of the 175 million women know that there is another way other than painkillers, drugs, or surgery. This is the place to be for real talk with real people for real results, so you can learn how to heal your endometriosis naturally. Please note that the opinions expressed in this program may represent options, but are not a substitute for proper medical care. Before starting any new healthcare program, we recommend you consult with a health professional.
Hey everyone, it's Wendy K. Laidlaw here from Heal Endometriosis Naturally. I hope that this podcast finds you well today. I'm recording this because I was quite flabbergasted at a recent post that came up on Facebook. I don't often go into Facebook that often except for to kind of engage with my own tribe, my own women who have either worked with me or looking to work with me in the future on the Facebook groups. But I did notice on my feed that there was this article and I was really upset. I'd scrolled through the feed only briefly and saw this very, very disturbing post. It was from a woman who is contemplating allowing, and I say allowing, her bladder to be removed. Yes, her bladder. Can you imagine what that's like not to have your own bladder? And I just kept thinking, oh my goodness, whatever next? You know, to what lengths will people allow their body organs to be removed at the suggestion of the medical field when in fact that has nothing to do with endometriosis? And it got me thinking, you know, we can produce Dolly the Sheep and fly to the moon, yet women with endometriosis are regularly having major organs removed. And in sort of brief, she had previously had a cystectomy, which is when they remove cysts from her abdomen, and for medical treatment of her endometriosis and cysts. And obviously what tends to happen is, unfortunately, the medical machine doesn't actually get to the root causes of what endometriosis is. It merely tries to manage the symptoms of endometriosis. So before long, I think it was 6 to 8 weeks, all her symptoms came back and more. It's very similar to my own story and a lot of you women who've had endometriosis reoccurring. And before long, her endometriosis symptoms returned. But one of the side effects from her operation was this, bladder pressure and bladder pain, and further complications as well. And as I say, the main one being bladder pressure. Now, those who have worked with me understand that the uterus sits on top of the bladder, and your intestines sit on top of the uterus. So if your uterus is inflamed or in any way aggravated or anything like that, then it does naturally put pressure on the bladder. Equally, if there's inflammation in the abdominal area, again, that will cause strain and pooling and put more pressure on the bladder. Now, painkillers, drugs and surgery, as you know, do not address the underlying causes of endometriosis, which is, hopefully you know by now, is inflammation and a hormonal imbalance. Painkillers, drugs and surgery, again, just try and manage the symptoms. The doctors, the surgeons, the consultants aren't trained in getting to the root causes of what the inflammation and hormone imbalance is. And the bladder is a very, very sensitive organ. Those who, have had bladder infections or UTI infections or anything like that know what that's like to be constantly feeling that pressure and running to the toilet. But as I say, because it sits under the uterus, if your uterus or your womb gets inflamed or is sensitive, that can have an impact on your bladder. Now, bladder pressure, from my experience, can be caused, as I say, by an inflamed uterus or just general inflammation in the lower abdominal area. Equally, the bladder may be acutely sensitive to items like, sugar or wheat or soy or any genetically modified foods, additives or preservatives, which are widely known and accepted to irritate and add inflammation in the body. It could be any number of these things that is causing that. So with my own journey and other women I work with, it's only a case of trying to adjust and swap out what these known elements of inflammation are. And then over a period of time, certainly through my 12-week foundation program, one of the main symptoms over and above endometriosis, pain, clots, bleeding, and everything else that comes with endometriosis is bladder pressure. And then once the known elements have been swapped out, then what we tend to find is that the bladder pressure disappears along with that. And as you know, I refer to this process as the Laidlaw protocols, which are within the 12-week foundation program, or the 5 Ps, the 5 poisons. Now, the 5 Ps consist of produce, which is food, products, which is like personal and household products, property, like your environment, people, and past. And these different elements need to be looked at to see what is causing the inflammation and hormone imbalance in the body. But what has upset me the most, I think, is this mistreatment and misinformation that she has been given. And what on earth is her body going to be like? You know, when they've removed her bladder, it is an essential organ. And only in the medical profession can a treatment go so wrong and or fail, i.e. her original cystectomy, yet no one is accountable. There's no recourse. There is no money back. There is no accountability. There's no apology. And no other industry in the world would operate like this. No other industry in the world would get away with this. And what is terribly troubling too is the emotional and psychological impact that not only have the previous operations had on her, but the bladder removal will have on her as well. And it just really upsets me for her as to kind of what, she's so trusting of a stranger in a white coat and yet has no idea of the potential, side effects to this or the outcome. And it's so often the case that many women who may be so terribly traumatized by the decades of pain that have ravaged their body, I know I was one of them, and I'm sure if you're listening, you've been the same, that the invasive surgery that they've already carried out, that they may develop trauma bonding with their physician or surgeon. And, as I say, I used to feel the same. I was so desperate 6 years ago, desperate for someone to help me, that, I was just, and anyone to listen, because as you know, endometriosis people, it's so poorly understood by so many. And, I know I was so desolate and desperate to be well, at the very least pain-free, and that the only person who appeared to be helping me at the time was, offering some ineffective treatment, yet you cling on to that surgical hope, because that's all that you think that there is available. Yet why, if surgery is so ineffective, do women have multiple surgeries? I had 6 before I got through my head that, like, hello, this isn't working. Why do I keep doing it? And you know why? It's because surgeons blame the women or state it's an enigma, or they're an enigma, or they just don't know. And how is that even possible in this day and age? How is that... how is it that miraculous feats can be accomplished in the surgical realms now, yet the treatment of endometriosis has remained the same for almost 50 years? Why? Because of big pharma, because of money. What if the advice that women been getting are flawed or outdated? The medical profession used to believe only 40 years ago that cutting out part of your prefrontal cortex helped relieve depression. What if the current treatment is causing the endometriosis to grow, creating new, more symptoms and other side effects like this bladder pressure? I had 6 surgeries before I realized that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. And that's what Einstein said many, many moons ago. It rarely occurs to women with endometriosis to get a second opinion or to question the professional. Why? Why did this procedure not work, firstly? And why are you suggesting this new one? And what are the potential outcomes and side effects by having it? The gynecological system is well oiled. It's a machine. The gold standard does not address the underlying root causes of endometriosis. So in over 97% of cases, the symptoms return with more complications and adhesions. To remove the bladder, it's barbaric. Nothing short of barbaric. How is this even allowed to happen? Whilst there is obviously a requirement for accident emergency services and transplants, the medical profession struggle to treat conditions like endometriosis and adenomyosis and bladder pressure, and in my opinion and from my own experience. Yet the trauma has bonded this poor woman to the very person who is causing her more harm, and the vicious cycle continues. If you're curious to know more and to learn how it is possible to allow your body to regenerate, reduce the inflammation and reduce the symptoms and signs, then listen to Stacey's testimonial. Stacey, if you hear her testimonial, hear how she had terrible bladder pressure, had multiple surgeries, and then came onto my 12-week foundation program. Not only did her bladder pressure disappear, but she reduced and eliminated her pain and symptoms, and she was able to fall pregnant with her beautiful daughter, Madeline, despite the doctor saying she'd never have any children. So if you're affected by this story in any way, then please do reach out, or if you know someone who is, then please encourage them to go to healendometriosisnaturally.com, and they can download their free top 5 jumpstart tips, or go to healendometriosisnaturallybook.com and you can get your free paperback book of what worked for me and a step-by-step guide of where to get started. Equally, if you wanted to work with me, if you've read my book, then go to healendometriosisnaturallycourse.com and you can apply to work with me. But wherever you are on your journey, remember that all of your body parts are needed and are extremely important. Every single one of them. So never ever give up one of them without a fight, and look outside the medical box and learn about a new path to healing your endometriosis naturally, to your health.
Thanks for listening to Heal Endometriosis Naturally with Wendy K. Laidlaw. And I hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and rate us. If you're interested in learning more, you can download your top 5 jumpstart tips at healendometriosisnaturally.com and jump on the VIP email list. Remember to keep you number one. The world needs a healthy you.